School popularity is the dumbest thing humanity has ever invented, and I'm including pineapple on pizza in that statement. But before we cook, welcome to the safe space. Let's actually think about this. A bunch of 5-year-olds decide who's the king and who's a nobody based on what exactly? Your dad's car? Your vertical jump? The fact that you can chug a Gatorade without blinking? I remember this kid in my sophomore year. Let's call him Chad. Chad wasn't particularly smart. Chad wasn't particularly funny. Chad had the personality of a wet napkin. But Chad pulled up to school every morning in a white Jeep Wrangler. And for some reason, that was enough. People literally parted in the hallway when he walked through, like Moses in the Red Sea. I remember thinking, bro, you're not a celebrity. You're just a guy with questionable credit score decisions and a bumper sticker that says Salt Life. And yet, everyone acted like he was about to drop a surprise album. That's when I realized popularity has absolutely nothing to do with actual value. It's just a shared hallucination. And today, I'm gonna break down exactly how dumb the whole system is.
Oh! Ew! What the fuck?
Now let's talk about the male popular kid. The one media always shows is some mouth-breathing football captain who pushes freshmen into lockers. Honestly, that's outdated. Today's popular guy looks different. He's got that athletic but skinny build, not too muscular, but definitely doesn't skip arm day. He's got a clean $20 taper haircut, which he probably reminds his barber about 5 times during the cut. His shoes cost more than your phone, and he rotates between 4 different colognes throughout the day, because apparently, smelling like a department store counter is a personality trait. He's probably dating the head cheerleader, and every other week, they have this massive breakup drama that somehow becomes required reading for the entire school. Oh my god, did you hear? Nate and Maddie broke up. Oh, that sucks. I don't really care though. What is wrong with you? That's so mean. Huh? All I said was I hope you stay single forever and never find love in your miserable life. And then they just walk away. Meanwhile, your matcha espresso is getting cold and you're standing there like, what just happened? That's the energy. Everything is a performance. Every conversation is an audition for attention. And honestly, it's exhausting just watching it. Now for the female version. The cheerleading captain. Same 4 girls. Following her everywhere, hallway, lunch table, walking to class, even the bathroom. I wouldn't be surprised if they watched her sleep at night just to make sure her sleeping position was perfect. One of the most annoying things is how they act in real life. You could be literally minding your own business, doing absolutely nothing, and next thing you know, a group of girls in the back will be dying of laughter and visibly shaking just because you exist. At some point, you have to wonder, how insecure do you have to be to act like that? Imagine spending that much energy mocking someone else's interests instead of worrying about yourself. And don't get me started on presentation days. The popular girl gets up to present, says half a sentence, and then drops to the floor wheezing and gasping for air like she just ran a marathon. Some inside joke nobody else heard turns a 5-minute presentation into 15 minutes of suffering for everyone else. There's no way something is that funny where you physically cannot finish a sentence. But here's the thing, popularity doesn't just live at the very top. There's this whole second layer of popular kids. The ones who aren't the king or queen, but they're desperately trying to be. They're not the main character, they're the hype squad. The ones who laugh at everything the popular kid says, even when it's not funny. The ones who repost every Instagram story, comment W and goated under every post. My bad. I think I might be a little too obsessed with Ronaldo and his edits. Anyway, back to the topic. They're basically professional cheerleaders without the uniforms. And honestly, that might be even sadder than being at the top, because at least the main character gets something out of it. The hype squad gets nothing except the privilege of standing nearby. And then there's the weird social rituals they put the rest of us through. Every once in a while, a random popular girl would walk up to me and say something like, "Hey, my friend thinks you're cute," or "Can we be besties?" Meanwhile, her entire friend group is standing 10 feet away, giggling like they're watching a live Dave Chappelle show. It's moments like this where you start self-reflecting and asking yourself, when did it all go wrong? I call these popularity checkpoints. Little social tests they run on random people to remind themselves they have power. You're not a person to them, you're content. You're entertainment for their lunch break. And the worst part, if you get annoyed, you're the weird one. You can't take a joke, you're being sensitive. It's gaslighting wrapped in a blonde ponytail. But here's what nobody talks about the cost of being on the other side. We spend so much time making fun of popular kids. But let's be real for a second. Imagine living like that, constantly monitoring how you walk, what you say, who you're seen with, what you post, what you don't post. One wrong story, one bad angle, one honest opinion, and the whole pyramid collapses. You think they actually enjoy laughing at nothing during presentations? No, they're performing, because silence is suspicious. If you're not laughing, people might think you're thinking, and thinking means you might realize the whole thing is fake. I want you to try something. Next time you're in the hallway, just watch. Look at the popular group. Really look. Count how many of them are actually having fun, and how many are just nodding and fake laughing. I guarantee at least half of them look like hostages. They're not friends, they're coworkers, and their job is to protect an image that doesn't exist outside the school parking lot. And the second you graduate, poof, all of it disappears. That clout, gone. Those 5 touchdowns in the homecoming game, nobody cares. The fact that you sat at the cool table, congratulations. That table is now in a landfill somewhere. Here's the reality check nobody gave them. The moment you leave that building, your social status resets to 0. Your dad's money doesn't get you a personality. Your $2 $0 taper doesn't write your college essays. And those 4 colognes won't keep you warm when you're eating a loaf alone in your dorm room because you never learned how to talk to people without a social script. That's why the whole peaking in high school trend exists. Those videos blew up because they're true. So many people spend 4 years building this perfect image, and then real life hits them like a truck. No automatic friends, no teachers giving them second chances because they're popular. No hallway full of freshmen impressed by their shoes, just silence. And that silence is loud. Let me give you a quick checklist. You might be trapped in the popular bubble if 1, you can't name 3 genuine friends who would still talk to you if you lost your status tomorrow. 2, you check your phone more than 50 times a day just to see who reacted to your story. 3, the thought of eating lunch alone genuinely terrifies you. 4, you've ever fake laughed at something that wasn't funny because everyone else was doing it. If you checked even 2 of these, you're not popular. You're just stressed. I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm saying it because I actually feel bad for some of these people. Imagine spending years being praised and talked about by everyone around you, getting benefits and leeway that normal students don't get. And because you're too deep into the facade, you work extra hard to maintain that image, constantly monitoring how you behave in front of other people, what you say, who you're seen with. All of that just to make sure nobody catches you doing anything different or out of the ordinary. And then you carry that mentality into the real world, and you find out real fast people aren't gonna kiss your feet because your dad owns half of Google or 3 mansions in Beverly Hills. Nobody cares what table you sat at during lunch. Most of the friends you had were probably fake anyway. They were sticking around for their own benefit. And it's only after graduation that you slowly realize those friendships were never about you as a person in the first place. So if you're still in high school right now, here's my actual advice. Don't waste your energy trying to climb a pyramid that doesn't exist. Find 3 actual friends, not followers, not hype squad, not we should hang out sometime people. 3 people who will still text you back when your shoes are ugly and your taper grew out. The second you stop caring about popularity, you win. Because you're no longer playing the game. And the game is rigged anyway. The rules are made up. The prize is imaginary. And the only people who care are the ones who have nothing else. Stay safe, stay real. This was your safe space. Peace.